Guys, in this video, I am going to share with you why I will never do steroids, okay? Now, before you go, oh, what the heck is this? Thought we're talking about, this has everything to do with business, okay? So listen up and listen carefully. Just barely got back from the gym about 30 minutes ago. Every single morning, I go 8:30. Sometimes it's early, sometimes it's late. I go every single day, 6 days a week since I was 16 years old. There's an entire lesson on that. We'll get to that later. Anyway, I see a friend, acquaintance of mine that I haven't seen in a couple months, and he comes up and he's, doing the bro, oh, dude, looking jacked, man. And he's like, kind of pulls me aside. He's like, dude, what are you taking, bro? Like, what, you got to hook me up. What kind of sauce you shooting? Starts pulling that. And I joke with him and I'm like, nah, dude, just a smaller shirt, the whole whatever, right? And we ended the conversation, but it kind of pissed me off a little bit, right? Kind of pissed me off that he would assume that I would do something of that nature. Now, I got nothing against people that do it. It's your business. In fact, here's the interesting part. 90% of the people that I know that go to the gym, 90% of my friends do them. It's become very, very, very common. But I was offended because I'm like, no, dude, trust me, if I was on them, y'all would know, okay? Now, the reason why I say this has everything to do with business, I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why I would never. This isn't some fitness video. This has everything, the principle behind it has everything to do with business, has everything to do with why I will win and why you should pay attention to what I'm doing and also what I'm saying, okay? Guys, there's a couple of reasons why I will never do them. Number one is I am too prideful. Okay, I am way too prideful to have some kind of an achievement, whether it's in business, whether it's my body, and have something to blame, something to take credit. It's the same reason, guys. I could make an entire video on this. I was 26 credits short of a bachelor's degree. Okay, 26 credits short of a bachelor's degree. Mom was like, dude, you got to do it, Nick. You got to do it. You got to set the example. My wife's family on their side, all of them have degrees. I'm the only person. And I'm like, nope, I'm dropping out with 2 semesters to go. Why? Because I don't want to have some level of success and be able to blame it and say, oh, he had a degree. I didn't want that. I wanted to not have that. So I stopped college immediately. Okay. I am too prideful. It's the exact same thing with business, right? Nobody wants to have the business that daddy handed them in their lap. Oh, you took over dad's business. Good job, bro, right? Everyone has that friend that got dad's business and they're kind of flexing it. They're crushing it, whatever. But it's like, dude, your dad built that. Your grandpa built that. Your great grandpa built that. You inherited it. Good job, bro. I'll give you a little golf clap, but you didn't do anything, right? You didn't do shit. Let's be honest, right? That's the number one reason is I'm too prideful. And it's the same reason, guys, why every time I do anything business-wise, I want to do it from scratch. I don't want it handed to me. I'm barely even coming around to the idea of buying a business. I like the idea of starting it from scratch, of literally an idea to millions of dollars. So number one is I am too freaking prideful, okay? Number two, the potential downside of taking steroids, right? And I'm not going to go into all of the downsides, but I mean, even stuff as simple as like the back knee and the weird freaking neck look and the aggression and all this stuff and the shriveling, you know what I'm saying? Not worth it for the upside, right? To me, it's not freaking worth it at all, okay? And that's physically, that's mentally, okay? And number three, guys, and this is probably the biggest, or maybe it ties with the first one I mentioned, is me doing steroids makes me like everybody else, right? Literally 10 years ago, I didn't know anyone. Maybe I knew one person that was like this thing no one talked about, but everybody knew and like kind of joked, oh, he's on the gear. And everyone, but you wouldn't talk about it, right? You kind of talk about it behind closed doors. Now, everybody does it, dude. Everybody. And now there's ways you can do it legally where you can get it shipped to your door with the kit and the whole thing. And that, guys, the reason why that makes me like everybody else, right? It makes me like everybody else. And one of my business philosophies and my life philosophies is when everyone zigs, you should zag, right? I can't remember who said this, but I've heard somebody say 99% of the people that are out there are broke and are failing on our average. So why are we paying attention to what everyone's doing and copying what everyone's doing? If everyone's doing something, I'm looking at it going, why don't I do the opposite, right? So for me, It makes no sense. It makes me like everybody else. And again, this comes back to business principles, right? When you're looking at business, yes, success leaves clues. And we want to look at the people that are crushing it, the people that are at the very top, and do what they're doing. But we shouldn't be looking at what everyone's doing and copying that, because everyone, the majority of people, are failing, right? So guys, I'm sharing these things because number one, I was just kind of pissed off and I wanted to talk about it and wanted somebody to listen. So thank you guys for listening. Number two, you heard it here. I will never, ever do it. I don't care what my testosterone. By the way, I don't have abnormal testosterone. I'm below average. I'm like 400 to 500, and I think 600 or 700 plus is like good, right? I'm like average or below average. I'm subpar. Pissed me off. Don't freaking call me out and tell me that I'm on the roids. Don't tell me that I'm doing that just because I'm looking good. Okay, guy. I don't know if you're ever going to watch this video because you're probably not going to. You're probably not looking at these type of videos. You're probably doing some other stupid stuff on YouTube because you're looking for a shortcut. But number two, it has everything to do with business. And I believe that how you do one thing is how you do everything. And if I'm looking for a shortcut in the gym, I'm going to be looking for a shortcut in business. I'm looking for a shortcut in business. I'm going to be looking for a shortcut in my relationships, and on and on and on and on. So guys, this is why myself, Nick Wood, the king of digital real estate, will never partake of in steroids. Rant over.